My child, pause for a moment and listen closely, because this moment was not placed before you by accident. There are times in life when a message arrives quietly, almost gently, yet it carries the weight of something far greater than it first appears. This is one of those moments. You may have been scrolling, distracted, thinking about the long list of responsibilities pressing on your mind, but something inside you slowed your hand and brought you here. That quiet pull was not random. It was a whisper of guidance, a signal meant to reach you before a turning point that is closer than you realize. I am here, watching over the path you walk, and I speak now, because time matters more than you understand in this hour. My child, there are seasons when everything feels ordinary, when days move forward in familiar patterns, and nothing seems out of place. But hidden within those ordinary moments are intersections, where destiny quietly changes direction. You may not see them until later, when you look back and realize that one message, one realization, one moment of clarity shifted everything. Right now you are standing near one of those unseen intersections. I know the thoughts that have been circling in your mind, the uncertainty that sometimes settles into your heart when the future feels unclear. Yet I also know something you cannot yet see fully. You are not as unprepared as you believe. My beloved, I have watched the way you carry your burdens in silence. Many around you see only the surface of your life, but I see the deeper places where your concerns live. I see the nights when your mind continues moving long after the world grows quiet. I see the questions that return again and again. How will things work out? How will the pressure ease? How will the path become clearer? You have asked for guidance more times than you can count, sometimes with words, sometimes only with a quiet sigh when the day feels heavy. Do not think those moments were unnoticed. Every sincere whisper of your heart has been heard. My child, there are truths beginning to rise into the light around you. Things that once felt confusing are slowly moving toward clarity. Some delays that frustrated you were never meant to harm you. They were pauses placed in your path so that certain doors would not open too soon. If those doors had opened earlier, you would have stepped into situations that were not prepared for you. Timing is one of the quiet miracles woven into your life. What seems like waiting is often protection in disguise. My beloved, the reason this message feels urgent is not because you are meant to live in fear, but because awareness changes the course of what lies ahead. When the heart becomes attentive, when the spirit becomes alert, many unnecessary hardships dissolve before they ever reach you. A moment of wisdom can redirect an entire future. A single realization can close the path that leads toward confusion and open another path filled with calm direction. Right now you are being invited into that awareness. My child, you have sensed for some time that change is approaching. You may not have had the words for it, but the feeling has been present. It appears in quiet moments when you suddenly feel that life cannot remain exactly as it has been. It shows itself when certain patterns no longer feel right, when your heart begins to seek something steadier, clearer, more peaceful. That feeling was not imagination. It was the beginning of alignment. My beloved, the truth that is unfolding is this. The season ahead will ask you to move with intention. Not rushed, not anxious, but aware. When people move through life without reflection, they sometimes walk straight into problems that could have been avoided with a small shift in direction. But when someone becomes attentive to guidance, even subtle guidance, the path changes. Obstacles lose their power because you are no longer walking blindly. My child, before anything else is revealed, you must understand something deeply important. You are not alone in the challenges you face. There have been moments when it felt like you were carrying everything by yourself, as though the world expected strength from you, even when you felt exhausted. Yet I have remained close, even during the hours when you doubted that help was near. The strength that allowed you to continue moving forward was never created by you alone. My beloved, there is also something else I want you to notice. Look carefully at the way certain situations in your life have already shifted. Problems that once seemed overwhelming did not stay the same forever. Somehow solutions appeared, sometimes quietly, sometimes through unexpected opportunities. That pattern was not coincidence. It was evidence that guidance has been active around you for longer than you realized. My child, there are moments when life sends a signal before something important unfolds. Not a signal of fear, but a signal of preparation. Right now you are receiving one of those signals. Your heart has been asking for direction about your future, especially in areas where stability and peace feel uncertain. The answers have not come all at once, because transformation rarely happens in a single moment. It arrives step by step, like light slowly filling a room. My beloved, I see the weight you have been carrying. The quiet worries about money, the stress you rarely speak about, the nights when your mind refuses to rest. You have been praying for relief, and heaven has heard you. That is why you were guided to this message today. You are not meant to walk this financial journey in confusion and fear. You are meant to walk it with faith, clarity, and daily direction. My child, many people believe change must arrive through dramatic miracles, yet the most powerful transformations often begin with simple daily steps. A small shift in how you think, how you plan, how you move through each day can slowly reshape an entire future. Peace does not appear through chaos. It grows through steady choices, made with patience and faith. My beloved, to support you, a gentle 30-day faith and financial breakthrough system has been prepared for you. Inside you will be guided step by step through daily prayers, simple money actions, and peaceful structure for your finances. Nothing overwhelming, nothing complicated, just small faithful steps that begin to shift your path forward. These steps are not about pressure or perfection. They are about alignment. My child, when the heart begins to move with both wisdom and faith, something remarkable happens. The fog that once surrounded decisions begins to clear. Opportunities that were once invisible suddenly become easier to recognize. Peace replaces the constant tension that once lived in your thoughts. This is the transformation you have been longing for. Even if you did not know exactly how it would begin. My beloved, if your heart is feeling called, if you are ready to release financial stress, if you are ready to move with both faith and wisdom, you can begin today. The link is waiting for you in the description. Take the step when you feel ready. I am guiding you forward. My child, remain here for a moment longer, because there is still more unfolding within this message than you may have realized at first. Sometimes the most important truths arrive quietly, almost hidden inside words that feel simple. Yet if you listen carefully, you begin to notice something deeper moving beneath the surface, something that feels like recognition. That feeling is the moment when your spirit understands that guidance has reached you exactly when it was needed. My beloved, the coming days are not meant to be approached with fear or panic. They are meant to be approached with awareness and calm confidence. When you walk with awareness, many problems never reach you. When you walk with faith, uncertainty loses its ability to control your heart. The future does not belong to worry. It belongs to those who move forward with clarity. My child, I am here, and I am watching over the steps you take. Continue listening, continue seeking, and continue allowing your path to be guided with patience. The message you heard today was not random, and the peace you are beginning to feel is not an illusion. It is the first sign that the direction of your journey is already changing. My child, stay with this moment a little longer, because what is unfolding around you right now is not something meant to be rushed past or ignored. There are moments in life when time itself seems to lean closer, as if the unseen world is trying to reach your attention before something important shifts. This is one of those moments. You may not fully understand yet why your heart slowed down enough to listen, but there is a reason your spirit felt that quiet pull. When awareness arrives before confusion, many painful paths never have the chance to form. My beloved, you have lived through seasons where warnings came too late, where clarity arrived only after you had already walked through stress or disappointment. That memory still sits quietly inside you, but what you are experiencing now is different. This moment is not about regret or fear. It is about preparation. It is about allowing your heart to become alert before unnecessary pain has the chance to grow. Awareness is one of the greatest protections placed within your life. My child, there are energies and circumstances moving around your life that you cannot yet fully see. Some of them are harmless, but some of them carry confusion, distraction, and pressure that could easily lead you in the wrong direction if you move without reflection. Many people walk into difficulties simply because they are rushing through life without pausing to listen. They miss the quiet guidance that tries to reach them. But you have paused, and because you paused, something important is now able to reach you. My beloved, the next stretch of your journey will require clarity more than speed. The world often pushes you to move faster, to make quick decisions, to react immediately to every pressure that appears. But wisdom rarely moves in panic. True direction comes through calm attention. There are choices approaching your life that may appear small at first glance, yet they carry the ability to shape the months ahead. This is why your spirit was guided here now, not later. My child, listen carefully to what your heart has been whispering during the quiet hours. There have been moments recently when something inside you felt uneasy about certain situations. Maybe it was a decision, maybe it was a conversation, maybe it was the way certain pressures began building around your finances or responsibilities. That uneasiness was not meant to frighten you. It was meant to slow you down long enough to notice the path you were walking. My beloved, when people ignore those quiet signals, they often step deeper into confusion without realizing it. But when they listen, even gently, they begin to notice doors that should remain closed and doors that are finally ready to open. The purpose of this message is not to scare you, but to awaken your awareness before unnecessary hardship can form. Awareness is the difference between walking blindly and walking with protection. My child, you have carried many responsibilities for a long time. Sometimes you felt as if everything depended on you holding things together. You rarely spoke about how heavy that pressure felt. Yet I have seen every moment of it. I have seen the times when you kept smiling for others, while quietly wondering how long you could continue managing everything on your own. Those silent struggles were never invisible. My beloved, this is why clarity about your direction, especially concerning your resources and finances, matters so deeply in this season. When financial stress builds slowly, it can cloud the mind and make every decision feel heavier than it truly is. Worry begins to whisper that the future will only become harder. But that whisper is not the truth of your path. Your path was never designed to be controlled by fear. My child, there is a shift beginning around the way you think about provision, stability, and the structure of your daily life. For a long time you may have moved from one financial concern to another, solving problems only when they appeared. That pattern creates exhaustion. But a new approach is slowly being placed before you, one that allows peace to replace constant pressure. My beloved, remember the words that were spoken earlier in this message, because they were not random. I see the weight you have been carrying, the quiet worries about money, the stress you rarely speak about, the nights when your mind refuses to rest. You have been praying for relief, and heaven has heard you. That is why you were guided to this message today. You are not meant to walk this financial journey in confusion and fear. You are meant to walk it with faith, clarity, and daily direction. My child, when guidance appears, it often arrives through simple structures that slowly rebuild peace in a person's life. The world sometimes looks for dramatic miracles, yet true transformation often begins through consistent steps taken with faith. Small decisions made every day can reshape the future in ways that seem almost invisible at first, yet powerful over time. My beloved, that is why a gentle 30-day faith and financial breakthrough system has been prepared for you. Inside you will be guided step by step through daily prayers, simple money actions, and peaceful structure for your finances. Nothing overwhelming, nothing complicated, just small faithful steps that begin to shift your path forward. When life begins to move with structure instead of chaos, the mind finally finds room to breathe again. My child, some people ignore opportunities for change because they believe the problems they face are too large to be influenced by small daily steps. But the truth is that steady faith combined with wise action slowly changes everything. The stress that once felt permanent begins to loosen its grip. The constant uncertainty about tomorrow becomes quieter. Peace returns not all at once, but gradually. My beloved, if your heart is feeling called, if you are ready to release financial stress, if you are ready to move with both faith and wisdom, you can begin today. The link is waiting for you in the description. Take the step when you feel ready. I am guiding you forward. My child, remain attentive now, because there is still a deeper part of this message unfolding. The urgency you felt when you first encountered this moment was not meant to push you into fear, but to remind you that awareness must not be delayed. When people delay listening to wisdom, they often create situations that later bring regret. But when they listen early, the path begins to change immediately. My beloved, there are certain habits and patterns in your life that are quietly asking to be replaced with something healthier and more peaceful. These patterns may not look dangerous on the surface, yet they slowly drain your energy and cloud your clarity. The season ahead is inviting you to step out of those patterns and into something steadier. My child, do not underestimate the power of a moment when your heart becomes fully aware. Many people continue living the same stressful cycles simply because they never stop long enough to listen to guidance when it appears. But you stopped. You listened. And because you listened, the direction of your journey is already beginning to shift. My beloved, there are blessings waiting on the other side of awareness. There is a calm future that becomes possible when fear is replaced with faith and structure replaces confusion. That future is not far away from you. It begins with the small decisions you make after this moment ends. My child, remember this guidance does not always shout. Sometimes it arrives quietly through a message, a realization, or a gentle nudge in your spirit. What matters is whether you pause long enough to receive it. Tonight you paused. Tonight you listened. And because you listened, the path ahead will not be the same as it was before.